Hi, my name is Michael Collins. I'm Director of Education here at Build Change. Today we're going to share with you some of the training methodologies that we use to improve the skills of local construction workers and to ensure the quality of the reconstruction projects that we work on. So this area you see behind me is Campeche. It's a project that we're working on with the American Red Cross, and we're going to be providing technical assistance to between 150 to 200 homeowners who are seismically retrofitting their house. Now this is a homeowner-driven process. What this means is that the homeowner is in charge of the site. They purchase their own materials and they hire their own builder. Now while Build Change doesn't have a say on the builder that they hire, we do want to establish whether that builder has the skills necessary to successfully complete the project. So we've opened up a training and certification center here. We invite the builders down. If they have the skills, we certify them straight away. If they don't, we offer them the according training. So come in, I'm going to show you around. So as you can see, this is pretty much like any other classroom that you will have already seen. The only difference here is that adult patient literacy levels are extremely low. So although we have a lot of presentations and materials, a lot of it is picture-based. We have a lot of group activities that we do. We do study of construction mock-ups, talking about configuration, shapes and details, samples of good and bad quality construction material. We even have ourselves a little shape table here that allows us to be able to assess, to be able to use different housing configurations and see how they react in earthquakes. So this training session generally takes about 4 hours. There's a lot of information there. Builders are required to pass an evaluation on the content before they're allowed to participate in the practical training sessions. Now we are extremely flexible. People have different speeds of learning. So anybody who has difficulty with their first evaluation can come back and receive that training again. Our way of assessing their understanding is of course through that evaluation. Once people pass the evaluation, we allow them to participate in practical training. I'm going to be showing that to you next. Okay, so there are some trainings that are ongoing, so we're not going to be as loud as we were outside. What you can see here are 6 different workstations, and each one represents a part of the process of construction of a disaster-resistant house. So, for example, on the right-hand side, they've just actually completed this activity. This is construction site setup, and in this particular case, we read the plan, we establish the width of the foundation, we place the strings, we study the squares, the levels, the slopes, the battering, everything that we need to do a correct construction site setup. So I'm just going to lead you around the back. Hopefully we won't interfere too much. Now workstation number 2 is steel detailing. As you can see, they're currently constructing a plinth beam there. Workstation number 3 is masonry blocks. Now come over to workstation number 4, there's something particular I'd like to show you. You may or may not have noticed that in each of these workstations there's a part of it that is already complete and a part of it that isn't. This is really useful to us. It allows us to be able to show everything done well. It allows us to be able to show the concrete spaces, the reinforcements of the formwork, the way that it's tied before the concrete is poured, to be discussed and studied during training, and also during training they complete the rest of it. So that allows us to work with them practically together, but to also see a finalized product when the training is complete for further discussion. So the last 2 workstations I'm going to show you are particularly interesting because they're up to full height. Now this is it's great. It's great because it's basically an exact reproduction of what these people are going to be finding on site. So let me show you. Now just to give you an example, this is the lightweight roof training that we do. They complete a full lightweight roof during our training. That second one over there is the heavy slab. Now that is particularly interesting for homeowners who potentially in the future want to deal with a vertical expansion. In other words, adding a second floor. Obviously you want to place a concrete slab on there, so it's a vital skill that builders need to know. Now, just take a look at this here, for example. We've deliberately left this open so that people who study during the steel detailing can also come up here and see how they apply the skills that they've learned down there in a ring beam. So you can see all of the details, particularly the connection with the column. Leaving things open like this also allows us to be able to install the hurricane straps, for example. So
Each of these training stations is very complete and has all of the items necessary to build a disaster-resistant house. Training sessions last for about 2 hours, and we use exactly the same process that we do for the theoretical training. We have a final evaluation, and any builders who are still struggling with any one of these particular items can come back to as many training sessions as they would like. Our final certification lasts for 6 hours, in which builders need to complete activities in each one of these 6 workstations here. Now, even though these builders come out of this process with a lot of knowledge, a lot of improved practical skill, this is, to be honest with you, the only very beginning of the process. We continue to work with them on site for a very long period of time, both in terms of engineering technical assistance and on the job training. So we're going to have an upcoming video very soon that is going to be specifically dedicated to on-the-job training. In the meantime, thank you very much. Please feel free to contact me for any questions regarding training.